Would you believe me if I told you that there are things in Hargeisa that can't be explained? One man went for a walk at night, but what he saw changed his life forever. This is a true story, and now you're about to hear what he experienced alone, at night, sitting in dim light. I suggest turn off your lights, put on your headphones, because this story is one you'll never forget. Let's start. I was born and raised in Hargeisa, a city full of life, stories, and mystery. But nothing could prepare me for what happened one cold Thursday night in 2021. I had just come back home from Mogadishu after a short work trip. My cousin, Abdi, picked me up from the airport and offered that I stay at his place for a few days before going to my family's home in the city center. I agreed. I hadn't seen Abdi in months. Abdi lived on the far western edge of Hargeisa, in a newer neighborhood where the houses were still being built and there weren't many people around. His house was big but empty feeling, and the closest neighbor was about 200 meters away. That night, we ate dinner early. Around 9:30 p.m., I decided to go outside for a short walk. Abdi warned me jokingly, "Don't wander too far. People say weird things happen around here at night." I laughed it off. What could possibly happen? As I walked down the dirt road, I noticed how quiet everything was. No cars, no people, just the distant howl of a dog. Then, I saw someone, a woman, standing in the middle of the road. She was dressed in all white with her head covered in a scarf. She wasn't moving, just standing. I stopped. She was about 40 meters away, but I could feel the air around me get colder. My instincts told me to turn back, but curiosity got the better of me. I took a few more steps. She still didn't move, so I called out in Somali, "Aunt, are you lost?" No answer. I tried again. Nothing. I took my phone out to turn on the flashlight, and that's when I blinked. And she was gone. Completely gone. There was no house near her, nowhere to run, just emptiness. I turned and ran straight back to Abdi's house, my heart racing. I didn't tell him that night. I just said I wasn't feeling well and went to bed early. At around 2:15 a.m., I woke up to the sound of something scratching at the window. I stayed still, too scared to move. I listened. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I slowly turned my head. The curtain was slightly open, and through that small gap, I saw her again. That same woman. She was standing outside the window, just staring in. Her face was pale, and her eyes were completely black. I froze. I couldn't scream, couldn't move. Just watched in horror as her hand slowly pressed against the glass. Then suddenly, she vanished. I jumped out of bed and ran to Abdi's room, shaking and breathless. I finally told him everything, and to my surprise, he didn't laugh. Instead, he said something I'll never forget. "You're not the first person to see her here." Apparently, many others in the area had seen the same woman, a spirit of a woman who had died mysteriously during construction near that neighborhood. I left Abdi's house the next morning. I haven't seen her again. But every time I walk alone at night, I feel watched. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more real Somali horror stories. This was my very first story on YouTube, and your support means everything. Until next time, good night, and remember, some of the stories we tell you actually happened.